Hey guys, this is Marissa Morgan from Slytherin, and today I'm going to talk to you about some major points in Lao-Tzu. Mainly, I will attempt to explain both the Tao and the De, and the progression of symbolism associated with each. Please bear with me, this book was really confusing. So, what exactly are the Tao and the De, and what is their relation to one another? The Tao, or the way, is considered to be the way of life that is most preferable, and also the only way of life in which the De, or virtue, can be attained. So, in simple terms, the De is a direct byproduct of the Tao. The only way to attain the Tao, according to Lao-Tzu, is for moderation in all things. As stated in chapter 24, excessive food, extraneous activity, inspire disgust. Therefore, the follower of Tao moves on. Thus, the concept of non-action, introduced in chapter 2, becomes the main method of attaining the Tao. Another way of imagining how to achieve the Tao is presented in chapter 67. I have 3 treasures to maintain and conserve. The first is compassion, the second is frugality, the third is not presuming to be first under him. Perhaps the most important method of conveying the ideas of non-action, Tao, and De is through various images that change throughout the book. I will now tell you as much as I know, and as much as I can tell you, about the ones that change and the ones that remain constant, and what the significance of this evolution and this change is. The image most closely associated with the idea of non-action is that of emptiness. He references a room, valley, uncarved wood, and many others. The purpose behind these images is twofold. One is to show the potential that emptiness holds if used correctly. In the instance with the room, he states in chapter 11 that the room's use comes from emptiness. If you think about it, the reason why rooms are empty in structure is so that we can put things in them. His other purpose with using the images of emptiness is to also show that life should be like water running through the valley, never staying permanently and yet enriching it and making it green and fertile. Another image that is highly popular from this school of thought is that of the yin-yang. The idea behind this balancing image is that 2 opposing ideals can combine to create one individual or characteristic. While this idea has become superficially popular in Western culture, it is important to note that the actual image of the yin-yang is only mentioned once, in chapter 42. An image that pops up throughout the book that I do not fully understand, yet want to bring to your attention anyway, is that of the nameless Tao. The Tao is constantly referenced to as having no name and being mysterious in nature. My only guess is that Lao-Tzu believes that some things, especially those of spiritual or heavenly nature, are not always meant for human understanding. This is an interesting notion in that, in comparison to Confucius, Lao-Tzu sees life's ruling natural force as being more enigmatic and religious than strict rules of etiquette that constructs society's hierarchy. Another theme that is constantly mentioned throughout the book is that of infancy and babies. Yet this is an image, again, that I do not fully understand. My speculation is that the innocence and lack of worldly attachments is a direct personification of how the Tao is to be practiced in everyday life. An image found exclusively at the end of the book is that of the family. However, in contrast with Confucius's idea of a family, Lao-Tzu rather places the Tao and the De at the head of the spiritual household. Both chapters 51 and 52 present an interesting perspective, both of family structure and how the Da and the De should be viewed by each individual as their respective parents. The final image I'd like to discuss with you guys today is that of the sage. While mentioned periodically in the beginning, it is brought up with increasing frequency as the book draws to a close. The sage is referenced to as the person who exhibits the purest form of Tao and practices the Tao with the greatest ability. According to chapter 79, the sage is the individual who holds the tally but does not judge people, thereby signifying that he can see who has hatred and love for the Tao. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I really hope I was able to demystify some of the symbols and some of the attributes of both the Tao and the De and how they relate to one another. I hope our next book, the Bhagavad Gita, is quite less confusing. Good luck!